Should let her in.
To unmute. Okay.
There you go.
Okay, I'll share my screen.
Awesome.
Oh boy. It's so silly. Okay, so I will share my screen as a
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
I'll have to make you a host so that you can share your screen, which I'll do right now.
sounds good.
And then you won't be able to see the chat for questions, so I'll be doing that for you.
Okay, sounds good.
So you are now the host.
Okay, so I will share this.
We still have 5 minutes before, so like as
Yeah.
like that. So
Okay.
just so you can get a little bit comfortable with everything.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so this is good. So if I present, I'll just show you. Okay, so
Yep.
so we'll play. So I'm going to talk about blah 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 la la la, and then we're going to go here. This is the tricky part. Okay. Okay. Da, 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 da. Ask questions. Oh, see. Ask them again. And then I think there we go. Okay, talk. Where is it? What is it? Brock accredited. Then we'll talk a little bit about lab 1. Oh wait, this I need to move. Okay, or I could keep it. I guess it doesn't matter. I'm like overthinking, so I'm like, okay. Weengushk curriculum. I know it's cheesy. It's just my mind would not allow me to do awesome 2 jobs at once. Blah blah blah.
Oh, sometimes
Just a little chat. I might redo these. So Moose Camp, yay! The pictures are so bad. I have my own pictures, but like I had to go to sleep last night. I was just like, I'm going to sleep. And it is what it is.
I was asleep by 9 o'clock, so.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. It'll be mostly discussion, but thoughts. And then I did watch some of the stuff from yesterday. So I was kind of like, oh, is it bad? It's pretty bad, eh?
No, it's not. We're our
Okay.
worst. We're our own worst critics. That's why.
I know. Right. So,
Right.
okay, let me rearrange some of these. What was I going to rearrange?
I have a couple minutes. I'm just waiting to see as they trickle in so that I can take attendance, make sure everyone's here.
Okay. How many are supposed to come in?
So they didn't actually sign up for the trade show. So
okay.
I'll just mark who's here basically, and then at 12:30 we can start.
Okay. Maybe I'll move these up. I don't know. I don't want to do too much. My daughter was so disappointed because she had to go to work today. She thought it was from 6 o'clock to 11 p.m. or something.
She'll be able to watch all the ones after. So
okay, yeah.
Right? So she'll still be able to.
Yeah. So who else is coming? Marie Bowering or Marie Jones? Or you don't know? Okay.
Not sure. I only looked for my name.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just so that I can make sure that my calendar was good, because I can't, I'm only looking at my calendar basically. So that
yeah, right.
Get so jumbled when I see everyone else's. All right, so we do have a couple minutes.
Okay.
Where did the chat. Have I missed the keyword yet? No, you have not missed the keyword yet. So we'll get started in 1 minute.
Okay. So I'll present.
Yeah. I'll introduce myself as well. And I'll introduce myself, and you can introduce yourself before you go
Okay.
into everything.
Great.
Awesome.
I'm ready. Do some quick jumping jacks.
Get warmed up.
Oh.
Awesome. So good afternoon, everybody. I am Rebecca. I'm the Youth Service Officer in St. Catharines for NEPAM. Some of you probably know me, some of you may not. Hopefully you are enjoying the conference so far. So this is the first trade show of the day. There will be 2 more sessions following it. So yeah, I will hand it over to Mary Ellen. If you have any questions, make sure to put them in the chat box, and I can either answer them or Mary Ellen will at the end of her presentation as well.
Hello, everybody. Ani Buju, Mary Ellen Indijnakas. I'm the recruitment officer for Weengushk Film Institute. While you take time to look at the screen and maybe take down any information that you want, I'll just start with a quick question. Weengushk is an Anishinaabe or Ojibwe word, and I just was curious if you might know what it means. And I'll give you some hints. So when you look at their logo, it's something green in the logo. It looks braided, and it's one of our 4 sacred medicines. So we have sage, tobacco.
We have a couple people all saying sweetgrass.
Yes, exactly. So Weengushk is an Anishinaabe or Ojibwe word for sweetgrass. And here's my information at the bottom. If you want to email me personally, my email is maryellen s for Simon @weengushk.com. So before we start, I'd like to ask you a few questions, and then maybe by the end of the presentation, you'll have a few questions for me. So feel free to write them in the sidebar. Technology, right? So first question, what is your favorite film? Nice, fun, easy one. Have you thought about a career in the film industry? And if so, maybe you want to write what career you're interested in. And are you interested in land-based education? And if you don't know what that is, maybe by the end of my presentation, you'll have a better idea. Okay, so I'd like just to talk about us as Indigenous people. We're storytellers. I'm not sure if anybody had a chance to listen to the fireside storytelling on Thursday night with Tara, but she did a great job of expressing the importance of storytelling, and that this is a way that we express our ideas, our values, and what is film if not a story? So I hope by sharing information with you today about Weengushk and our programs, how to apply, and I hope to share some of the story of my own story about packing up my family and going to film school in 2020. So these are some of my own pictures, by the way. So what is Weengushk? So Weengushk is a Brock accredited program. It's 10 months. It runs from September to June. It's hands-on. Their core programs are screenwriting, producing, directing, cinematography, editing, pre and post-production, composing, and marketing. So by the end of their program, you not only get 5 accredited Brock credits, but you also get a certificate in film production. So where is it? So it's in Chaging on beautiful Manitoulin Island. And I put a little map here so you could have an idea of whereabouts it is. So if we're here down at the yellow star, that's us. And up here is Weengushk Film Institute. So I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that area or has family there. If you travel up to Sudbury area, or if you've ever taken the Chi-Chi-Mon, it goes across to Manitoulin Island. It is the largest freshwater bodied island. Does that make sense? In the world. So it's quite a beautiful place. So this is just a little bit of stats for you, and maybe for your parents when you tell them that you want to go to film school. So how big is the industry? It's a $9.3 billion industry in Canada. So there is a lot of jobs, a lot of places for you to work in entry-level positions, long hours, and pretty decent money when you get into the field. And this is taken from telefilm.ca. And as we're telling stories, I just wanted to pull this out. I'm not sure if anybody has seen Indian Horse. It is an Indigenous film telling the story about a little boy who was in residential school and became a famous hockey player. It's not a true story, but it does resonate with a lot of stories about individuals who went to residential school. And the budget for that was $8.6 million. And a lot of it was spent here in Ontario for actors and some and other locations across Canada. So there's big money in it. So what defines Weengushk Film Institute? They encourage hands-on experience in the classroom. There is a low instructor to participant ratio. They offer one-on-one mentorship with working professionals, and they provide the opportunity for participants to thrive in a 360-degree learning environment. And what defines their graduates? So they're prepared for entry-level positions in the film and television industry. They're emerging artists with distinct voices, and 80% of them are working in the media arts industry. So pretty cool. So what am I promoting today? So for you, I would promote applying for Lab 1 film production. So the early application date was February 19th, but don't worry. Regular application deadline is April 1st. There's also scholarships. So please don't be afraid. Go online, and you can find it here at www.weengushk.com, which we now know is a Anishinaabe for sweetgrass. And the decisions will be made for May 1st. So if you do apply, you'll hear from me again. I will be contacting you with to do an interview and chit-chatting with you some more. I'll just give you a chance to have a look at the slide here. So it is a cultural-based program too, and I'll go through that. Because by the name, let's just go through the curriculum first. So the first one, and excuse my slides, this is a picture in the back. We actually had storytelling, and there's culture all throughout the program. So in our first week, we had these wonderful stories told to us by individuals who carry traditional knowledge. So hopefully you'll get a chance, if you're interested in this program, of hearing some of these stories, and you'll then understand the picture in the background. So screenwriting, so writing for movies. This was actually my passion, which I didn't know going in. I went in because I was interested in learning about documentaries, and writing was not my forte. So I thought writing stories, but it was a lot of fun, and it was hard work, and I learned so much through how to develop characters, how to develop a treatment, and we learned how to write a 10-page, 10-minute short film, and we also learned to create a full 40-page script. So that was pretty cool. So this is actually one of the classrooms here. This was set up just for them to take our school pictures. So I thought that was interesting. In the first week, come to get set up. It's not just a camera and a light. It's a full setup. whenever they can get a chance. So another course that's listed here is directing, cinematography, and shaping the vision. So that's another course that you'll obtain from participating in Lab 1. The third one is editing and soundtrack. So you will learn how to put music to your film, and they have some great editing tools. And if that's your thing, then this is a wonderful course for you. Pre and post-production, step-by-step understanding of the filmmaking process, understanding the various roles involved in film production. So this is wonderful because each student works on one another's films. So you will have a chance to be each part of the film. So you'll get to be a director, you'll get to be the producer, you'll get to be the editor. So all of those things are wonderful with this small class setting because you'll be able to put that on your resume when you're done as well. So these are just some of the beautiful pictures of things that we do when we're in class, and where you can film. The settings are beautiful. You're in Northern Ontario. So I think this is the last course, or the second last one, producing and marketing. So the business of making a film, being able to prepare a budget, where can you market your 10-minute short? There's so many places, and it's exciting when you're done. People want to see it, and I hope that if you do go, hope you get a chance to see your film. So now this is where my story comes into, is how is Weengushk different from other film schools? So this is another one of my pictures. We had a chance to sit with some elders and some medicine makers and gather medicines and learn how to work with them. Something that you don't get a chance to learn everywhere, and definitely not always in film school. We also have a week-long moose camp, and also some places to snare rabbits. So we do learn how to be on the land and learn how to respect our environment, and how hard it was for our ancestors to, collect food, and how we can still do that. We can revitalize these traditions and learn something new, and maybe even put it into one of our films. So they have a beautiful, and these pictures don't do them justice, but this is the Ojibwe Cultural Foundation, and some of our classes took place here, and we got to sit again with more knowledge keepers and language teachers. They do have a large language component, so we did learn the Ojibwe language. We did some beading, we did some crafts, and they have art installations here in history in this place, and we got to just hang out and see the different artists that came through, and really spend some time in the community of Chigang with community. So this is another session during our language component and the cultural component of the program. We got a chance to, again, sit with more knowledge keepers, language keepers, and we learned basic skills like how to can meat, how to prepare wild rice, how to write wild rice. We wrote recipes in the language, and learned how to make bannock. So every day, one of us was making bannock and all of us were eating it. So, and we would all enjoy lunch together. It's a great community. So again, this is Lab 1. I just wanted to end here with the important dates. Film production, again, it is Brock accredited. You do get a certificate, but you also get those 5 credits. So if you wanted to continue on with a university degree, you have those 5 credits with you. They do have a Lab 2 that is to do with television production and more credits. So by the time you end up here, you'll be short from a few credits short from a BA probably. So, so again, it's www.weengushk.com, and feel free to contact me as well. And this is another picture of us going for a walk, telling stories learning character development, and having a good time. So I hope I didn't run through that too fast. I do have a film that we could watch as well. But if we have any questions while I gear that up, we can do that.
So there's one question so far. Are these courses available for non-status individuals as well?
Yes, they are. Absolutely. So First Nations, non-status, and non-Indigenous as well. You don't have to be First Nations to apply and be accepted into the programs, or even to be eligible for the scholarship. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Could you type the website for the information into the chat box? Can you see the?
Yes. Question.
If not,
answers?
I can put it in after.
Okay.
So another question is, how long is the program?
Okay, the program is 10 months. It runs from September to June. They also have a film festival, which is really exciting, and you can show your film there and also just be a part of the film festival. And that's usually in July. So, but 10 months. And the first component is usually the cultural component. And then as you move into it, you'll be writing your scripts. And then in about April and May and June, you'll be filming each other's projects and editing. And yeah, and then you'll come out with a fully prepared 10-minute short that you can do whatever you like with it, including show it at other film festivals.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And how much is the tuition?
The tuition is actually $15,000, but again, I can work with you to help you find funding. There's different ways of finding funding for the tuition, including scholarship. Also different places like Inspire. If you are First Nations, you can do band funding. If you're recently unemployed, there's EI benefits. So there's lots of different ways, and yeah, hopefully that
Awesome.
helps.
Do you know if OSAP funds it as well, since it is Brock accredited?
Yeah, it is Brock accredited. So OSAP is something that you could look into.
Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions at all? Any other?
I'm going to see if I can find that film for you guys. I did put it in, excuse me while I go back here.
Do you know, so because the credits would count for Brock,
Yeah.
if they would also count towards Niagara College, because they have the broadcasting program that has film and
yes.
television.
Yeah.
And I know that some university credits will work for college. So do you know, like right now, or would it be something that you'd have to look into if those
it's something I'll definitely look into if you're interested in that. I think that basically if you are going to do this course, I'm not sure that you'd have to do the Niagara College course, because it would be similar
Right.
in the things that you would learn, but on a more smaller class and more in person, and a
Right.
cultural basis as well. So yeah, I'm not sure how credits go to college. University credits apply to college courses, but I know usually it goes the reverse way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, college courses to university. Yeah, I'm just trying to play with my screen here. I'm gonna stop sharing for 1 second while I bring up the film that I was looking for.
Awesome.
Yeah.
While she's looking for the film, how have you guys liked the Champions of Change weekend so far? Oh, and also we got another question. So how
Okay.
many labs are there after lab 1? So I know there's the lab 2.
Oh, yes. Yeah. There's lab 2, and that would be the following year.
Oh.
And it would be another full year from September to June. And as a lab 1 participant, as you graduate, you'll be queued to apply if you're interested. Like they'll keep you in the queue and make sure that you have that application ready, if that's something that you're interested in.
Awesome.
Okay, I'm not sure if I'm trying to share my screen here.
How are things being run despite COVID?
That's a great question. So the year that I went in 2020 was the first year of COVID. So unfortunately, I did not get a chance to film. So I'm really looking forward to going back up and having a chance to work with youth, maybe you next year, and helping to film. So the year of 2020 was not very good. Everybody was scrambling. This year has been much better, and they're actually filming and continuing on. So there was sometimes where they were making sure people are very safe, whether it was having people quarantine before they came to school for 2 weeks, and then you're here, you're in a small group, so you're safe. And I think they may have shut down for a week or 2 just while they were working with policies and procedures and making sure everybody was safe, right? So, but yeah, they're back up and running and everything's a go. So I'm looking
Awesome.
forward to seeing those films.
And then how many students do they accept into lab 1?
Up to 15 students. So yeah, a small group. And yeah. Should I play this for a sec while and
Yeah,
feel
let's
free to
play
ask
it.
more questions. Thank you for the questions.
Let's play it while they come up with more questions. Is there supposed to be sound on it? You're muted. I think it might be because you're muted.
You can hear it now, right?
No.
No? Oh boy. I know they said if I had my headphones in.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It might be because it might be one of those things in the settings where you have to pre-share audio as well as visual.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, not sure.
Okay, let's see more. Stop recording.
While we're trying to figure that out, does anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, let me know.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Perfect.
I feel that I have stories to tell, and not just myself personally, but our people, Aboriginal people.
The goal behind the program is to really have a training that gave the students an actual walkthrough of what it would take to work on a set and to become a filmmaker.
Now that I'm here, it's a life-changing experience. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I would never have this opportunity if Weengushk didn't exist.
I guess I wouldn't have gotten this far if I didn't have people believing in me.
What inspired me to create Weengushk Film Institute is that when I began my career, there was nothing available for me. There was no resources here on Tuamal. And I always had to leave my community to get the education that I needed to be a filmmaker.
I know sometimes it can be hard, but in the end, I want to be a filmmaker.
What made me come to the Weengushk Film Institute was the fact that I want to learn about film. I hope to learn everything that I need to know about film in order to work in the industry.
We have to teach our youth to have pride in themselves and that their voices are very important because they are our future. And it's very important for them because they know that the world is actually listening to them.
Awesome. So that was great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
We do have another question. So what are the requirements as far as prerequisites from high school? So do you have to take any sort of certain tech course?
No, the prerequisites are that you're 18 and older. As you've seen, they do take people with zero experience. They do want you to write an essay to illustrate your interest. And our interview as well will be a portion of that to talk about, you know, why you're interested in film. So yeah, absolutely no prerequisites are needed. Yeah.
Awesome. So just from personal experience on that topic, since I do have the background in broadcasting, if your high school offers a video tech course, I would suggest taking it because a lot of the editing software with film and television is very similar to what you would learn in high school. And the first time that you learn it, it can get fairly frustrating because it's so touchy. So if you have that course and you have the ability to pre-learn that going into it, it'll just give you that much more experience when it comes to editing your own films and your own productions.
Absolutely. Yeah. If this is your interest, definitely gear yourself in that direction. It will be helpful. But if you're graduating this year and you haven't taken any, don't worry, still apply, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Does anybody have any other questions at all for either of us, or?
So I put oops, sorry. I don't know why I'm putting it in the chat here. Weengushk.
Awesome. So